Today we're going to be working on end links. Put this thing together pretty quickly, getting ready for Foxtoberfest. As you can see, my hood struts are pushing my hood out of alignment. I've tried to get that adjusted, not working well, so I may go with a different hood strut. I'm very excited to have the car back on the ground. It drives great. I might do a little drive along here, maybe at the end of this video. Excited to have the trunk lid on, not painted yet, but I do like that it's shaved, and I got the Servinator spoiler on here looking good. So very excited about that. So I put these end links on, and when I put them on, I didn't notice that the washer on this side where it goes up in the control arm was sitting at an angle, because it was kind of hitting the edge of the control arm. So the washer, when I tightened it up, it went at an angle. It just caused the bushing to get squished over against the bolt, and the bolt basically cut through the bushing here, the poly bushing. So let's take a look at what I'm using to replace it with. And I'm actually replacing it with red bushings. That's really why I'm replacing all of them, because I wanted to match. It is the same brand energy suspension. So as you can see, it looks exactly the same. So one thing I mentioned in one of the previous videos is to tighten these end links up to like 13 foot-pounds. That's really for the stock rubber bushings. For these poly bushings, you don't need to do that. You just need to make sure they're nice and snug. You probably won't reach 13 foot-pounds because these are really slick. And it'll just let that nut keep tightening down and the washer pushing against it until you know, it's just too much pressure on the poly bushing. So that's enough chit chat. I'll get under there and do it. We'll probably do some time lapse. So the first thing I'm gonna do is put the car up. All right, so here's my end link. So you can see right here on the bottom, I already took the nut off of there. But as you put this on, you go to put the washer on. The washer is going to hit this part of the lower control arm, and when you tighten it up, the washer is going to turn at an angle like that and push this on in an irregular way, and it'll cause it to kind of push over, I guess, from that side out. Actually, it'll be like this. So as you tighten it up, the washer is going to kind of pivot a little bit, and it's going to cause this side to squeeze inward and cause that split. So what I'm going to do is just cut off the edge of this washer where it's going to meet up against the control arm back here. Also cut off the edge, put a flat spot on it so it'll go on straight. Okay, so you can kind of see how that assembly went. And right now, this washer is still free spinning all the way around, but as it tightens up, it'll get closer to right here on the control arm. So now this flat spot will give it a little bit of space. And that's it. That's all I'm going to show right now. I just want to show the assembly of that. I'm going to have to go ahead and put the wheel back on and get the weight back on it. And then I'll come in here and tighten these up to where they need to be, and I'll try to show an after photo of that, but it'll be too hard to record with the wheel on here and crawling around under the car. So I'll be right back in 1 second. Alright, so now I've got all the weight on the car, and you can see the other part of the problem is the where the end link mounts here on the control arm. It sits at an angle where the end link is coming like this. Get my phone straight, and this is coming up at an angle, so that makes it really difficult. If you try to tighten this down too much, it's going to cause this bushing to slip, push really hard this direction, and cause this bushing to push really hard that direction. So that's one issue you have, prevents you from being able to get this fully tightened. I believe this is a BMR control arm. But you can see where that flat edge is there. There's just a little bit of space between it and the control arm. Sorry, it's kind of blurry. Just a little bit of space in there now. So at least it keeps this washer kind of flat with the bushing, so that is definitely helping. But I've gotten this tightened down as far as I'm going to tighten it. It's pretty snug. These bushings are pretty tight in there. You can't move them at all. And that's it. You don't want to tighten them like you do rubber bushings where they start to kind of squeeze out on each side and all that, because these are much harder than the rubber bushings. So you're not going to have that effect. They're just going to break. That's it. So I'm going to do the other one. I'll put this back on the ground and maybe we'll go for a drive. A little sneak preview here. This very well could be the original radiator here in the car, I'm not sure, but coming soon, new radiator. So look for that video coming up. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss it, and I'm gonna do a full system flush of the car here. I'm sure it's got a new heater core, because a heater core can't last 30 years, right? But as far as I know, like the hoses and other stuff, I don't know what's original, what's not. I know the inside of this radiator is nasty, and I actually want to cut it open and see what's inside, because looking down in the radiator cap, it looks pretty disturbing. So yeah, hit the subscribe. That's coming up soon. But let's take this thing out for a ride. It's the last day of nice weather. It's supposed to be close to 70 around lunchtime, so I'll come back out here later on and we'll take it for a spin.